Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a Tech Moment on Cannabis Tech. I'm your host, Christina Etter. In this podcast, we take just a few minutes to talk about some of the exciting science and technology happening in the cannabis and hemp industries. Today, I'm speaking with Adam Headley, the president of MACE Media Group and CBD Expo. This Friday in Seattle, the CBD Expo Northwest is kicking off with a focus on the technology innovations happening in the cannabis industry, including some of the medical technology and advancements, as well as some of those full and broad spectrum CBD products that are proliferating the industry right now. Welcome to the show, Adam.
Thank you so much for having me, Christina. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you for taking the time to join us today. So tell us a little bit about the expo and a little bit about the background of this tour. What's kind of the expectation of an event like this, and kind of what can people expect from attending the CBD Expo Northwest?
So the CBD Expo Tour is a premier CBD event platform where we have, this is not our first show. We actually have been to Anaheim. We did CBD Expo West there. We did CBD Expo East in Orlando, and also did CBD Expo Midwest in Indianapolis. And at these events, we broadcast top-of-the-line CBD products and services with the community. And we also provide an expert level knowledge on medical and industry updates with the attendees there. So our programs always involve a substantial lineup of speakers with presentations and panel discussions from experts in the research, production, globalization, and distribution of CBD and cannabinoid products.
So let's dive into that a little bit then. Can you give us a few examples of maybe some of the companies that might be there presenting, or some of your keynote speakers? Can you talk a little bit about what people should expect in attending the CBD Expo Northwest?
Yeah, so our show in Seattle this week will focus on innovations in technology and medical advancements. With the event taking place in a state where cannabis has already been legalized, we like to throw in an interesting spin on it by including broad and full spectrum in there. So we'll be covering, for innovations in tech, things like tracking tech and data trends in hemp commodities, lab testing, the importance of certificate of analyses. We also will have Shimadzu is sending their high-performance liquid chromatography hemp analyzer, and they're going to be doing a demonstration in the exhibit hall for about an hour there. Our medical topics, we're going to be covering some like how CBD can help with fibromyalgia and other pain diseases. I know Dr. Alan Manison with Noetic Nutraceuticals is going to be providing that. And then we'll have panels on how to fight addiction with CBD. And then also another really interesting medical topic will be how the molecular mechanism of cannabinoids interacts with our endocannabinoid system. Dr. Jacob Black with Treehouse Biotech is going to be highlighting that, and some of the smaller differences between different cannabinoids. And then we also, to touch on the broad and full spectrum part, we have the importance of consistent cannabinoid formulations. And then also Dr. Janelle Kim and Craig Nandu with JBK Wellness Labs. They're going to be presenting on product manufacturing and formulations from manufacturing to sale. Our keynote speakers are Dr. Karyamet Alif and Dr. Randy Fink, and they will be speaking on how we can upgrade our endocannabinoid operating systems and touching on some promising areas of clinical research and how to distinguish quality cannabinoid products in the medical marketplace. Some of our main sponsors are Ultra CBD as our headline premier sponsor, and then Evio Labs is our lab testing sponsor, and they're the ones who are bringing Shimadzu with their HPLC hemp analyzer. And then Holistic Hemps is our badge sponsor. Thank you to them for that. And then we also do have some local innovative Washington companies that will be coming, like Gleam Law and Lazarus Naturals. We also have Cannabrew Drinks, and they have some really cool stuff that they're doing with nano encapsulation. We also have some cool tech companies to keep an eye out for that are Core Omega. They'll be showcasing their unique form of supplement administration with innovative formulations. And then also 3 Chai is going to be debuting their CBN pen. And Extract Consultants has some really cool terpenes, and Danadan Hempworks is going to be there, as well as Eden Labs and Pixis Labs.
Fantastic. I know just how valuable that kind of education is. And I just recently interviewed Max Simon from Green Flower Academy, and we were discussing the need for some of this education because a lot of people really don't understand that much of the science that we've just learned within the last 30 years. And it hasn't really had that chance yet to trickle down to say the general practitioner or the end consumer. It's still at a very high level in the research fields and at the scientist level. So it's really nice to see events like this where some of that information that's being gathered in those realms is starting to get disseminated down to the people who can really use it in the real world. So that's really nice to see you pushing some of this endocannabinoid science. Now that we've talked about the event and some of these keynote speakers, give us an idea of who you kind of expect the ideal person to attend the CBD Northwest. I mean, what kind of people are actually going to attend? Are consumers, or is it more geared toward business, the side of things? Who actually is going to get the most from CBD Expo?
So our CBD expos are actually half and half B2B, half B2C. So we tend to see a lot of business professionals, doctors, clinicians, nurses, even veterinarians come. But then also at the same time, we have veterans and patients, and then of course, purchasing agents and consumers.
Fantastic. And of course, I always encourage everyone, whether you have an interest in cannabis or not, just attending one of these events, attending a conference like this really can help maybe bridge some of those gaps or those educational things that we kind of have not had access to in the last several years, that now with the proliferation of the legal industry, the proliferation of events such as these, we're seeing some of those educational opportunities open up even for those people that maybe don't understand cannabis the same way that the rest of us in the industry do. So these events have such a great value, and I'm so thankful for companies taking care or doing these types of events. Finally, the last question I have is kind of what's on the future then for CBD Expo? Do you have other locations and things ready to go throughout the year, or what's on the horizon?
Absolutely, yeah. For 2020, we have stops planned in Denver, Orlando, San Diego, and they will cover medical advancements always, but also focused on regulatory compliance and the globalization of CBD in markets around the world. And then we're going to finish up with a heavy focus on the cannabinoid research and formulations in natural products. And then in 2020, we already have our locations finalized. We will be coming to Texas, Illinois, California, and returning to Florida as well.
Wonderful. Then finally, the last thing that we need to do is let the audience know, where can they go to learn more about CBD Expo or to purchase tickets to be able to go?
So you can find more information about the conference and tickets at cbdexpo.net. And we do have a promo code for the Cannabis Tech readers and viewers to get 50% off of your ticket. You can use CBD Tech. That's CBDTECH.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time here, Adam. And I cannot tell you again how much we appreciate events like these to help get the word out, to help end those stigmas, to help educate other people and help people really kind of find their way into the cannabis industry if they're interested. So again, thank you for your time, and thank you for being a part of a Tech Moment.
Thank you so much for having me, Christina. Have a good day.
You too.